Welcome back, everybody. It's the day after yesterday. In other words, it's Wednesday, which means there was a guard change day. It also means that, as usual in London, it's pretty mushy. However, look at that extraordinary lights. There is a little bit of sun, desperately trying to peek through. You can see it up there. I noticed it actually when I got onto the bridge. I thought, wow, that is actually rather spectacular, isn't it? So it might happen. I don't know. It's kind of raining. We're going to see a lot of people with umbrellas this morning on the bridge and elsewhere. No scammers, luckily. Scammers don't like to come out when it's soaking wet, so they're not here. Plus, to be honest, there are not enough tourists to scam, so it's probably better to stay at home and save their travel fare. However, as usual, despite the mushy, murky weather, things are looking pretty good on the whole. It's funny, thinking back to a couple of months ago when I was talking about the end of the summer and how quickly things would turn from those glorious, very glorious, sunny, bright, warm days, the dying days of summer at horseguards. Yeah, it went by fast, didn't it, people? Really fast. However, even with the weather being less than ideal, London is still quite spectacular. The central part anyway, but hey, I won't tell anyone else about that, guys, if you don't. We've got a few hardy souls on the pier. I mean, I can't really think why you want to go on a boat cruise, realistically, but you never know. The sun might just manage to pop out. Oh, that's not an abandoned kid, I hope. Someone just left their pushchair stroller here on the bridge. Curious. Oh. Right, I'm going to avoid, folks. I'm basically dressed like a human condom today, so I'm going to avoid putting out or taking out and putting up my umbrella until the very last moment. It's a pity that we just missed the Mercia leaving. I developed a bit of a weakness, a fondness for cross river, or in the Swiss case, Swiss cross lake. So I was going to say Swiss cross lake ferries. The remarkable thing about a trip to Geneva is not just the beauty, the weather, the environment, and of course the lake. It's the fact that every hotel in Geneva gives you a one-day travel card, okay, for each day that you're staying. Now, why is that a big deal? I mean, I don't know anyone else that does that, and it really is efficient. It's very effective because in Switzerland you have tram, bus, trains, obviously as well, and more importantly, you have glorious, and I mean really glorious, river crossings, or in Swiss case, across Lac Le Mans, Lake Geneva. It's all free. It's all included, guys. You can zip back and forwards all day on the little ferries going across the river, which I personally think is something that should be introduced in London. What would that do for tourists? Actually, wait, you know what? We probably have too many already. Not so bad today, clearly, because of the weather, but peak tourist season is completely crazy. However, it would be a very good incentive, actually, because one thing I do think that London needs to work on is attempting to lower certain costs for tourists. For example, there's no chance of finding very cheap accommodation anymore. Those days are gone. The days of £50 a night room in London, forget about it. Maybe a £50 a night Airbnb in some hole, possibly. But yeah, I'm old enough to remember when 50 £50 would get you a decent room, even in a 3, possibly 4-star hotel. And the two most expensive costs are accommodation and food, obviously. So would it not help immeasurably if, for example, our esteemed mayor, Mr. Khan, decided to introduce a similar system to the Swiss system, Genevan system to be precise, it doesn't happen in every city, whereby one-day travel card was given to everybody that was staying at a hotel in X zone, zone 1, zone 2, whatever in London. It would work well, I think. It really would. Just an idea, folks. He says it's not busy. I get to this side and it's packed. Happy people trying to get the ideal picture. It's not going to happen today. Even the best of photographers would not get a super picture because the light is It's fairly dire. Now, in terms of horse guards, I have absolutely, honestly, absolutely no clue at all, people, what we're going to find today. We know that the lifeguards are due to come back. I haven't yet seen how this works, how they arrive. I mean, somebody, big shout out to you, Barry, as always, told me that on the first morning, the lifeguards arrived late on a minibus and all shoved off the minibus because, you know, obviously they're not going to be walking over with all the kit. I mean, I guess they could yomp it, but what's the point? So they all rocked up in a minibus. Pity we didn't get to see that, guys. I would have loved to, but hey, I would have been a hypocrite because I did suggest, and on the whole it seems to have been well accepted, I did suggest kind of, you know, in my final departing video that, hey guys, let's give the guards some space and not all crowd in the yard whilst Horse Guards is undergoing the renovations. And that was probably the right decision, actually, because as we saw yesterday, there's enough attention around the 2 foot guards already. So imagine how awkward it would have been if permanently all of us, myself included, had been there with cameras, you know, in the faces of the 2 foot guards. It's not really appropriate. Very, very different when people are moving around or when there are mounted troopers in the boxes. If anything, you know, they are the masters of everything now, effectively. Oh. We've got a massive Frenchie group here. Here, but I cannot understand what the groupie tourist leader is saying. I would like to snoop on their little tour, but what did you say? London c'est merde? No, wait, I'm not listening to this. That's not true. This guy, look, cleaning his boots on our esteemed wall. Oh, here we go. Look, Ukrainian model or whatever as usual. Every time we get here, it's almost always Chinese bridal or Brazilian or Ukrainian. I have no idea what we're going to find today. Just looking up at the time on the clock, actually, got a little bit of time to kill because it's 17 minutes to. Now the other thing is, I don't know whether it's going to be smart to hang around in the yard when I get there, or to head out to the back. Oh, this is the Ukrainian girl's partner, friend, whatever. Yeah, I don't know, guys, if it's a good idea to stick in the yard at Horse Guards or to go through the tunnel to the back. The reason I say I don't know is that we are reasonably certain, but by no means absolutely certain, that the horses are not coming back today. And it's funny because yesterday, off the record, I was told by 2 separate people that I would expect to know 2 separate dates for the return. So that was exceptionally curious, because either people genuinely don't know, MOD's keeping them in the dark, or the return date is fluid. So there is a chance, but it's very, very, very small chance, I would say maybe 20%, that the horses will be back this morning. My money's on another day, personally. I could be wrong, let's wait and see. So I think we're going to have a changeover, regimental changeover, most likely with the troopers arriving by the back gate on a minibus or some sort of, you know, mechanized transportation. It's funny, if HCAV wanted a great PR opportunity, what they should have done is bring up a couple of tanks, maybe a couple of Challenger tanks from Bulford, and had the lifeguards turn up. It's got very packed here today. Had the lifeguards turn up, mowing down Whitehall in a couple of Challenger tanks through the front gates. The trouble is, actually, you need to be a pretty damn good operator to get a tank through those gates without destroying them. But that would have been, can you imagine, guys, that would have made front page news. You know, kingsguards return in a tank. Why did they not think of that? That would have been just like remarkable PR globally. I don't understand why they don't utilise the other section of the regiment a little bit in London. You know, it's easy to forget that yes, it's a mounted cavalry regiment, but it also has an armoured and reconnaissance division, which is based at Bulford in Wiltshire. So it's a little bit, yeah. That would have been glorious, wouldn't it? Imagine the corporal of horse in the turret, folks, with the sort of, you know, Monty-style goggles, saying "Onwards, my dear fellows," to his troopers, and leading them into battle. The battle will be against the TOURONS. Okay, now interestingly, I say interesting, I don't know if it has any relevance at all to what might or might not happen this morning. We've got a lot of parliamentary and diplomatic protection police vehicles, far more than one would ordinarily expect. 3, 4, I can see at least 2 more. Often there are none here, so I wonder what it is this morning that has led to there being so many. Might have absolutely nothing at all to do with proceedings at horseguards. Let's not forget that's under the purview of the MOD anyway, and not of the Parliamentary and Diplomatic Protection Branch. Fact, in the past there have been events, we've noticed a correlation. When there are more of these vehicles here, it means there are obviously more police around for whatever reason. In fact, so that was 6 vehicles back there. I spy a 7th in the middle of the road over here. So unless there was some sort of major state visit yesterday, or there is a major state visit pending today, I honestly have no idea why we'd have that many vehicles. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 7. Quite a lot. I need to turn the camera slowly, folks. I need somebody to get a bit seasick when I dash it round quickly. We're going to go a slightly different way, actually, as opposed to approaching the front, because... Actually, wait, though, that said, hold on a second. I'm just thinking, let me check the clock. Yeah, we've got no clue, actually, whether they might arrive by the front gate or across the parade ground, having not seen this before. I was tempted to shoot down there past the Cabinet War Rooms and walk to the parade ground, but no. It's possibly a slightly longer way around, which means we might miss it, but then again we might not, so let's continue this way and see. Now, I have no clue if we'll get a whole bunch of tourists waiting there as well. There are the boards, as we saw in yesterday's Return to Horseguards video, on the parade ground, informing tourists that there will be no dismounted guard change. Now, as you saw in yesterday's video, guys, it was interesting because that board specifically said until the 26th. Aha. Now, why is it interesting? Well, the 26th, I believe, is tomorrow. Actually, let me just double check that. Yes, it is. Today's the 25th. Why is it interesting? Well, there is no dismount tomorrow because there's no guard change tomorrow. So it's curious that they wrote that. I think they either put it there because of the fact that they expect the works to be done by then, or because of the fact that they think that from Friday there will actually be a full change, but I can't see it, you know. And as I said, I was told contradicting dates yesterday. It's a bit awkward, but then again, I never know if people are being completely honest or trying to mislead me a little bit, not in a bad or nefarious way, but just in the sense that, you know, these things are somewhat privileged, I guess, as is access to this street these days. Let's get there and find out. The interesting thing was going to be, actually, whether or not there's anyone else already filming, or anyone else turns up to film. I'm not convinced that either regiment has been fully briefed on the exact return date either. I mean, I might be wrong, but people I usually talk to said they're not aware of when normal duties will resume. Hence me being a little bit on the fence about, you know, wanting to declare it yesterday in the video, Horse Guards reopens on blah blah, because either everyone knows and they're not talking about it, or no one knows and they can't talk about it. So I guess we'll see in due course. A nice little stroll, actually, a good half a mile from the middle of the bridge to here. In fact, I think it's just over half a mile. A big crowd of people outside the front gates. Now, myself, and obviously you lot, lovely viewers, want to see ASAP what happens with those lines. Now, I personally think they should have put some very small wiring under those lines, so that in the guard room they could have quickly switched on the electricity supply, so that any tourist that stepped over would have got a very mild shock. You know, I'm not talking about something that would send them into into a cardiac arrest, but just like a little frazzle, maybe burn the bottom of their shoes, heat up their feet or whatever. That would encourage them to stand back, wouldn't it? And it would also save the troopers' voices. So, I mean, they might have done it, and there's pretty thick paint. So we're going to have to see, aren't we? Oh, here's another person ready to film. Can't remember the guy's name. He looks quite familiar though. I mean, in some respects, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Makes you feel a bit more comfortable. Oh, ladies and gents, hold everything a damn minute here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I spy a trooper. 1 second. This is interesting. Oh, the sign's out now. Why would they have hung the sign? They're not going to return. Coy look there from the trooper. I was thinking about whether to speak to him, but from that look, I'm not going to risk it. So is this, ladies and gents, the first day back? I mean, why hang a sign out on the wall? Oh God, here's that Fonzie Chinese guy again. Why hang a sign out on the wall if one is not expecting horses? Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what's going on in the yard. What's going on in the yard? Let's see. Oh, police are... Wait, there are 2 police officers here. If we start to see them fanning out, i.e. 4 to 6, then my money is on a return. It's difficult as well, What do we do? Do we go to the back or do we stay in the yard? I think instinctively the yard. I'm just going to keep an eye on what's happening here, actually. A lot of people here in the yard. Now, one thing that is interesting, folks, the troopers. Look at this. They're in dismounted order, plus the winter cloaks. Wasn't expecting that, actually. I mean, we can understand why they're in the winter cloaks. I mean, it has been raining. It's not now, mercifully, but it has been raining quite a lot. Overnight it was pouring, and this morning it's raining as well. So I dare say it would be somewhat chilly to be standing there in the archway without adequate protection. Curious. Okay, looks like we've got a bunch of, I don't know, Dutchy or Belgian kids. Let's see what happens, etc. I mean, I'm secretly hoping, of course, that they're going to run into the archway and get into trouble. I guess we'll have to find out. I was hoping that, let's have a quick peek. A friend of mine might be here today to have a quick word about his expectations, because he's got a brilliant eye to anticipate things before they happen. Far superior to my own, I tell you that. You see here somewhere? We've got a reasonable number of tourists out the back. I'm not going to stroll all the way around because I don't want to get stuck here. Because those boards, as we saw yesterday, you know what, it's going to happen. The reason it's going to happen is I'm seeing another parliamentary and diplomatic protection vehicle at the back of Horseguardsparade, and there are police on the ground here. One over there, pair over there. They're not mod police, but I don't think it would be quite this animated, should we say, in terms of staffing. Were they not genuinely expecting to have a guard change this morning? So this is quite exciting, folks, isn't it? In fact, it's very exciting. Morning. Is it happening? Oh, is it really?
Yeah, they should be here any minute.
The board said tomorrow at the back. Oh wow, look at this. Glad I got up early. Oh, here they come. Okay, folks. Yes, it's happening. You heard it there from the police. We're on. We are on. What I'm going to do is march right. I know I said I wouldn't, but noticing the way that the police have found out, I am 99.9% certain access to the tunnel back into the yard will remain. If it doesn't and I get caught out, I will run all the way round past the old Admiralty building to Whitehall. I promise. How's about that, folks? In other words, a win-win. Now, the reason I'm genuinely surprised is that I haven't seen a single military photographer here this morning. And they're always the first in the loop, every single time. So I'm somewhat vexed. That, plus the situation with the board. Police look everywhere this morning, look. One officer there, 3 more here, speaking with the public. I wonder if they're sort of reinforcing their MOD colleagues. we very rarely get police on the ground at the back here talking with tourists. So this is interesting, folks. We will potentially be the first and only people to capture the change. Let me ask the police why they're happening. 1 second. Quick question, officer. It's very rare to see you guys met out here on the playground in the mornings. It's something different this morning, or?
No, nothing. It's all business as usual for us, and we're part of protective security operations. I'll give you one of those. Project Servitors. We do a lot of work around hostile reconnaissance, crowded iconic sites.
Okay.
Actually, probably fully aware, quite an iconic site.
Yeah, but I always see the mod here in the morning. I never see you guys like on the playground.
So we cover. We join up working with MOD, British Transport Police, City Police, lots of other police forces around the country. And the idea is a lot of engagement with public local businesses about being extra vigilant around hostile reconnaissance.
Makes sense.
A little bit out of sync. Do a lot of joint up working with security, CCTV, local companies.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like trying to leave a bit of a legacy. So obviously we do unpredictable police deployments. We have a number of plainclothes officers, especially trained officers out and about as well. Work with pretty much everyone and anyone. Just trying to sort of stop the recon side of things from happening in the first place. But yeah, no, we often come down here for this.
Okay, first time I see you guys out. I mean, it shows a good morning for it. Even the mod said to me yesterday they're not coming back this morning.
Part of Project Servitor is because of the way we do our deployments. You might not always see us because we might not always be in uniform.
Okay, that explains why I felt I've been watched and followed.
Yeah, well, you never know, do you?
Hey, thank you. 1 second, guys. What a lovely guy. Super fun to talk to. Okay, here they come. We've got a grey, police grey. Let me try and get this without a zillion people in the frame, and also avoiding getting anyone else's videos. So I don't want to disturb any tourist videos. Here we go, guys. They're back. Look at this. Gosh, I feel like I'm a bit too close, to be honest, but I haven't been told to move, so I guess we're all right. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not a long guard. I actually don't recognise the majority of faces that we're seeing here, which is, I'm not sure actually if it's good or bad. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Wow, who's this one actually? This glorious grey. Wow. I'm going to head round, guys, into the yard again in a second. Let me ask the officer what's the name of the horse. Officer, can I ask you the name of this one, your horse? Sorry? What's the name of your horse?
Wilbur.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one before. Yeah, he's a beauty. Wilbur. Hello, Wilbur. Good morning. Is that hi, John? Okay, right, guys. Let's get ourselves around towards the tunnel. Oh God, you know what? They've actually gone straight in. Oh no! You would not believe it, would you? What a fool I am. Oh, I spotted the undercover is not doing a good job of being undercover. I didn't get him on the video, but yeah, the undercover was right there. Very noticeable, in fact. Okay, so, like I said, folks, when we arrived, I had no idea if they were coming back or how things would work. Have they gone straight into the stables? Again, no idea. I have absolutely no idea what's going on this morning. But, and this is key, I like the unpredictability. So I'm going to guess, based on the way the police moved out, that they probably went straight in. Yeah, they did. They rode straight into the stables. To be honest, we got much better footage on the playground than in the yard because the yard is absolutely packed. Look at it. It is chock-a-block in the yard. To be honest, actually, thinking about it, I should have probably realised that because the fact they're only... I was just looking for you out the back.
No, I was out there until I heard one of the troopers, but guy in a camo there. He came out to tell the coppers that they'd come straight through. So
So I thought to myself, what's going to happen? Either they're going to come over as usual, part will come in and dismount, but I wasn't expecting them to ride straight into the yard.
That's
and
what
into
I was
the stables.
advising people, but I wasn't sure. And I thought they might line up, might split up.
Yeah.
No, I heard the soldiers say they're going straight through.
What, any notion of why they would have gone straight in? What do you think? I mean, I've got no clue. I've never seen that before.
Well, there's no ceremony to do because the old guard haven't got any horses.
Oh yeah, sorry, of course. Yeah.
So
That's exactly it, isn't it?
Obviously, two of the guys have got to dismount.
Yep.
So it's 5-10 minutes before they come out.
So potentially just missed. So, and I got them arriving in the yard. Missed quite a unique thing happening here. Them riding straight in, as you say, because there was no dismount to take over from, effectively.
Yeah.
God, I can't always guess it right, I guess. I mean, at least I got them arriving.
No, so I only knew, the old geezer, the old trooper over there. No, he told me Monday. They work in the museum, they were coming today.
Oh, did he really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Damn it, I knew I should have come back on Monday. Yesterday was the first day back. And to be honest, it was good.
I saw your video for yesterday.
Really quiet, lovely and quiet here yesterday.
It has been, yeah.
Well, what the hell's happened today? How does everybody suddenly know to be here for this? Look at them all. It's packed.
No, I've only come through occasionally, but every time I come through in the morning, there's been a crowd out the back.
Yeah.
I've had to warn them off, don't send them down the palace to see that.
It's interesting that they put on the boards out the back that no guard change or no dismount until the 26th, which obviously is tomorrow.
And there's a website that says the 24th.
So everything's. I'm genuinely shocked, Barry, that they actually managed to finish the boxes, because yesterday they were still. They haven't finished. Look, see the insides. They haven't finished the. Actually, is that the light or is it the undercoat? It's the light, I think, isn't it?
The light, but no, they were still painting yesterday. Yeah.
Wow. I'm actually glad that I was really thinking.
The last 3 weeks, I say, nobody knows what's going on. I spoke to the couples a few times and they had no idea.
Yeah, they were very cool yesterday, actually, even off camera, about whether it would be today, tomorrow, or one even mentioned, you know what, probably Friday. So I was thinking, just come every day, so I don't miss it.
I haven't come every day, but I've been wandering through, and it's been weird.
It is,
They've been doing
isn't it?
They've been doing a 2-hour rotation, but sometimes I've done 11 and 1, and sometimes 12 and 2.
So everything's been mixed up. No predictability at all.
No.
Yeah. Even yesterday, in fact, the trooper was not leaving the archway as you would have expected him to do. He was sort of leaving when he felt like it, which definitely caught out one guy yesterday. You've seen this new walking around here?
What's that?
Apparently he's been a bit cheeky with some of his filming of...
is this film?
Yeah. Fonzie man here. No idea what his name is. But people were saying in the comments he's been very disrespectful towards women in some of his videos.
Really?
I mean, I haven't seen it yet. Guys, if you do actually know 100% who this guy in the middle is, and if he has been disrespectful in the videos, DM me which videos there are, and we'll have an interview with him on camera. How about that? Ask why he's a misogynist. Happy to do that, ladies, if there's a problem.
If he's the same one I'm thinking of, he went up to the old trooper, barged in on him and interviewed him.
Did he, just like that? Without even asking?
Right in with he bought something off the kiosk to give him as a present, and then took an interview of him.
And what a little turd, actually.
If it is the same one,
I'll try and find out who he is and which channel it is. Okay, boards are going up. Back shortly. Right, guys, inside info right there from somebody that always knows. 1 second. And yes, he does know that he was on camera. He watches the videos and leaves comments on them very regularly. So here at the front, board has been hung. Have they redone it? They have redone it. Oh, look at this. First time getting the trooper telling the tourists they're not allowed to touch the horses anymore because of the box. Historic first. I'm so glad we just captured that. And they have actually had the sign repainted, folks. It's brand new. Don't touch the horse. Thank you. I'm going to admit, controversial I know, because I'm a nobody, that I'm somewhat disappointed that they've still only got that droopy sort of, hanging pictogram underneath. I thought they might well get a new sign which incorporates everything. The pictogram as well as the wording. That would have been an ideal, but hey, budgets are tight, folks. I mean, let's be honest, after sending 10 billion to Ukraine, we've only got about 50 quid for a new sign. Okay, let's grab a picture of that anyway. Okay, got the picture. That is a little bit unfortunate. I was really anticipating. I mean, brilliant that we got the trooper and his comics, but really anticipating having a brand new sign. I know a lot of you would have thought the same thing, and it is what it is, I guess. I mean, maybe they consulted on it. I mean, they clearly took the time to have the sign completely repainted. But again, having it repainted is actually not the same as buying a whole new sign. And given how many, myself included, how many of us sort of picked holes in the pictogram idea, they probably just thought, you know what, we're not going to bother, because whatever we do or however we do it, somebody's going to find fault, somebody will criticise the new signage. So why bother? I think that's probably the way things went with the thinking. Okay, so I mean, glad that we got up, folks. Shortly, we will have the first 2 new horses coming out of the stables and entering the boxes. I say shortly, it could be anything up to 15 minutes. Bearing in mind, the lifeguards have only just come back over. They're dismounting in the stables. They've got a lot of kit. So it could be 5 minutes, could be 15 minutes. But this is a hell of a lot of people. It kind of reminds me a little bit, getting deja vu, from when we had that break before Christmas last year, when they were doing the works in the yard. The first day after that, it was absolutely packed here. Interesting thing to see. I didn't get it on camera yet. Did you see how many people are walking over the new stones? It's probably so nice and clean now. It looks like a public footpath, doesn't it, through the bogs?
When I first saw it, that won't last long.
Yeah, definitely.
Trucking through there, they get stripped out.
But I mean, it looks like they made a really good job. Really good job.
Oh yeah, they came through when the stones were halfway up. Clean out and reset the foundation.
I was really hoping yesterday he'd see that maybe they discovered some human bones or some Roman artifacts or something under the stones. But then again, if that had happened, it would have taken months probably for it to open.
Yeah, like you were questioning when they were last done. I don't know. I can't remember it being done before.
Before our time, I guess, no?
I never used to notice, to be honest.
Oh, there we go. Look, guys, we've got a new public exit. You see, they made such a good job with that footpath that everybody now thinks it's the official entrance exit. Wait, if the police go through, I'm going to be really surprised. Are they? Nope. They're not going to do it. They're going through the front gates. Oh, wow, this is a massive number of people. I had a chat with one of them. He said that they've got some plain clothes. I did spot one with an earpiece, in fact. Yeah. They're doing this, some sort of little undercover operation with plain clothes. So, yeah, this, folks, is a leaflet that the officer gave me. But the undercover wasn't very undercover. Earpiece gives it away, no? 1 second. I'm kind of wondering a little bit where is the best place to be honest with you, because you can see the yard is rammed. I'm seeing the 2 mounted troopers just inside. Now, it depends on whether or not the MOD are going to tell everybody to move, because if not, then the troopers might well scream directly in the face of everybody to get out of the way for the horses. Folks, I mean, I'm wondering more than anything else, which will be the first 2 lucky, lovely horses back. It will not be Ormond, people. I will tell you that straight away. Unless, of course, the lifeguards decided to borrow him as a token gesture from the Blues and Royals. I can't see it. Only time we've ever had a cross-regimental situation like that was with Q10. Here we go. Everybody being told to get behind the white lines at the back. Get myself completely out of the way here. I'm behind the white line. Let's see what happens. There are simply too many people here, folks, and they're all at the moment on the wrong line. Let's see what's going to happen. Oh, real screaming and shouting. Look at this. Everybody to get back behind the right white line. Still not getting it. A lot of tourists here, look. Look at this, screaming, shouting. Look at this. Love it. I keep going, don't stop.
Keep going, move. Backwards. People going back. Everyone.
Sorry, chap, careful.
You have to be behind this here.
Right, folks.
You stand there.
Let's see, no one's going to push in front of us, I promise you. There we are. Crystal clear. Okay. Oh, look at this beauty. See that straight away. Troopers move back to baseball hat. Massive crowd here this morning, folks. I mean, it's enormous. Look at it. Beautiful new boxes closed. Keeping my eye over my shoulder because oh, here we go. Oh, everyone's moving fast. I didn't suspect that was going to happen.
Make way! The Kingslifeguard!
Oh my god! Bloody hell! That made her jump. Which one? Oh, she's gone. In fact, I think an ambulance just took her to hospital. Where's she gone? The person that just jumped. Oh my god! What on earth? This is the new norm here, folks. In other words, absolute hammer to tourist nails, I'm thinking it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, like really brilliant. Get ourselves forward. Bloody hell. I mean, scared the life out of her.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're all scared. I told them they can come forward.
This is great to see, but will it last? This is the question, I guess, isn't it? It's almost like a glorious reboot.
Yeah.
Right, folks, here we go. First lifeguard, Kingsguard on foot.
Return of the boots.
Yeah, they're looking a little bit reinvigorated, aren't they, to be honest? I wonder if the High Command have sat them all down and said, right, guys, be on it.
That's going to get caught.
I think she probably will, actually. Yeah, they're getting a bit close, aren't they? I would have loved, folks, to get this in the tunnel for you, but I can't, to be honest. There are just too many people. And it's not really fair to just push in. So let's not do that. I'm going to be patient and respectful of the other people that are here. Okay, so that's the last we're going to see of the dismounted order, Blues and Royals. Here comes our new gatesman. Oh, I like this guy a lot, in fact. He's super. This time the tourists obviously got out of the way because of what happened last time. It would have been so funny if they closed up their gap and it happened all over again, wouldn't it, to be honest? He's got such a powerful voice, hasn't he, this guy, that I think they're more scared of him than the guard. Oh my gosh. I mean, you were not expecting numbers like this, were you? You're not expecting these kind of numbers. No. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't know. Word must get around. I don't know.
As if
maybe people see the videos after the comment about them coming back.
Oh, that was straight away. And it looks like the sun's trying to peek out a little bit. How about that? It just arrived and the sun comes out.
Heavy rain just south of us.
Yeah.
So I'm all pulled up.
Yeah, I did.
I'm off to the shops now, so
I think we'll be able to wrap up a little bit, but I don't think we're going to need it. I think we might be all right. Oh, they're really getting close, aren't they, on the left there?
Taking their chances.
I'm pretty sure the troopers are going to be on them. They might not last, but probably for this week.
I'm waiting to see what they do about at the front. Whether they've been given orders, don't cross the line or something.
He did. I did get the lance corporal force saying to some tourists, no one is allowed to touch the horse anymore, look at the lines. That's on the video. Yeah. But whether or not that's enforced by every troop, I guess it's going to have to be enforced by every troop.
It's got to be, isn't it?
Because either they're all on or they're not all on. Anyway, let's see. Good to see you. Glad everything's all right. Okay, folks, to the front we go. The horses. I'm actually going to unzip my raincoat because it's a bit hot. Let's see what is happening in terms of enforcement if people take the you-know-what, the Michael. Let's have a little look. Let me try to be specifically at the end at which no one else is filming. That way. Doesn't matter who else is filming. That way we'll at least capture both horses. In terms of which horse it is, folks, I don't know. And there are so many people here, I don't want to be sort of messing about on the other camera. Let's concentrate on filming today. You guys are welcome to drop the horse names in the comments. I recognise that blaze, actually, very distinctive blaze on this beautiful horse. So, that, ladies and gents, is what you have been wanting for a long time. A clear, very visible, highly visible box. Massive box, actually. I'm thinking it's probably 8 feet, maybe 10 across. Hard to know without measuring it, which I'm not going to do, obviously, because that would look super weird. I will try as well to get a couple of pictures, the first ever pictures on the first ever day of quite an historic moment, to be honest. Let's see if somebody misses the fact that there are lines on the floor. Okay, let's try and keep the lines in the frame. It's not easy. Oh, look. Oh. Filming people's feet. 1 second. Here comes, sorry, excuse me. Here comes the trooper, the gatesman, to do his first rounds. Oh. Magnificent. In the sunshine, guys. It's a miracle. The sun appeared pretty much the second the new gatesman came out of the tunnel. You would not have believed it, would you? Look, it's exactly 11:15, so they're spot on. And what a glorious moment. The sun coming out on the first day of the new rules. Couldn't have asked for a more ideal morning, could you really? Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's see. Oh, I saw these tourists in the yard, actually. It'll be very interesting to see what happens if they get too close. Let's have a little look. Very warm now, actually, guys. Now the sun's come out. Very warm. Troopers looking very proud this morning, and rightly so. I'm sure they were told to make the kit absolutely perfect in every respect. First day back, even the horse looks happy. Although the horse is going to start wondering or not whether people are staying back because he forgot to put deodorant on this morning, or for another reason, because they are really respecting the boundary. Look, there's the line. Everyone's behaving themselves in the yard as well, although I am now starting to wonder if they should have painted a similar box around the archway where the gatesman stands. Yeah, because we know that's the other weak spot, isn't it, for tourists walking into the arches. Really glad it's this trooper, in fact, actually. He's a sterling fellow, lovely guy. Very firm, actually, with the tourists, but very fair. He was on last month before we finished, before the boxes were painted. Good to see him back. Problem is he's got the unlucky box this morning because the sunshine is at this end right now. Let me see if I can get back a teeny weeny bit to get a picture of the entire thing on the other phone. It's kind of clear for the moment. Yes, yes, yes. Well, actually not quite. Somebody just walked straight into the camera. See this bro with the Insta 360 potentially get in trouble if he puts it over the line. Damn, it was just clear from it and I missed it. I've got the other phone positioned for the first ever picture of a mounted trooper, boxman, under the new regime. Oh, is this lady going to cut across? No, she walks around. Oh, they're standing right in front of me. 1 second, let's move out of the way a little bit. There we go, that's it. Okay folks, we just got a super picture, which I'll post shortly. Almost without tourists, of the empty box. No issues at the other end either. I am sort of keeping a side eye on what's happening at the other end. I've almost got it clear again. Then someone else wandered over. I don't think it's going to be possible to get a picture without anybody around the box. I'll try my best, but yeah, I knew that moment was going to be a rare one. I missed it. Oh, that was interesting. No idea what the little word there was about. Interesting.
I figure the white line is where they don't want you to go in, right?
Oh, that's what they were closing. Yeah, I'm guessing so. Behind the line. Oh, right. That's brand new. Okay, that's probably the TikTok. Yeah, no, I haven't seen this before.
They just reopened this morning. This is the first day back for the troopers.
Oh, yeah.
With the new rules.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think they did a good job. It was overdue, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Really overdue.
How come you're here twice, though?
Second.
If you stand here, you can get...
Right, let's see, folks. 1 minute. So we saw the first person getting told off. Let's hope the tour guide here doesn't get told off. So the trooper straight away told the lady to get out of the box. You just saw it. That was actually... Sorry, folks, it's a wasp. An historic moment. The first time ever in history we've had a trooper tell somebody to get out of the clearly marked ground box. And we got it. Down these pesky wasps are not leaving me alone today. Let's hope they don't bother the horse as well. We'll have a look at the other end in a minute, guys. We'll see which the other horse is. Wow, I'm actually really super glad I bothered to get up this morning. We've just captured some firsts. Historical firsts. This trooper, without actively knowing it, has just made HCAV history. Not for the lifeguards, but for the entire Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. First ever trooper to tell them, get out of the box. Funny thing was that lady completely unintentionally stood in the box. So she was the first person to get told off without actually intentionally doing anything wrong. So she also just made history.
I could never imagine a radar sitting there before.
It's going to work, guys. I'm actually feeling really good about this. As I mentioned yesterday, it is all down to the troopers at the end of the day. But I'm thinking that if one or two are a bit slack, they're going to get a lot of pressure from the rest of their colleagues and from up above. Because if we start seeing videos of tourists being allowed to go up to the horse, feed the horse, step in the box, other tourists are going to think they can do the same thing, and then the whole situation escalates again. So now this is 100% on the troopers. Not my opinion, it's fact. Let's be honest, guys. I think you'd all agree with me. It's absolutely down to the troopers now to enforce what has been laid out clearly as the new guidelines. In other words, the horse is pretty much out of bounds, full stop, to everyone. Now, the interesting thing, of course, is going to be whether or not when relatives, friends, off-duty troopers, etc. turn up, are they allowed in the box? We don't know. We don't know what HCAV have decided. Because that in itself is problematic, for the reasons that we mentioned before. If one person sees it happening, others follow. And still people are wandering out of the gate and not looking at the ground. They're just seeing the horse. But so far, it's working really well. I can't actually, I'm only zoomed at one, guys, and I'm standing as far back as I can, but there's realistically, unless I go right back to the road, that would be the only way to get it all in, and the problem then is that we're going to have people walking across constantly. Look. So, yeah, we're going to have to compromise, folks, and sort of miss part of the box. I guess the key thing really are the lines on the left and right, as opposed to the boundary here at the front. I don't know how tightly they'll reinforce that, because I do think a lot of people are going to walk into the box as they're passing along Whitehall, walking past the horses. It's inevitable because there isn't enough space here practically for people not to walk in the box. What a thing to see, eh? Let's have a look at the other end. Other trooper, other box, which is kind of what we wanted to see, in the sunshine. Now this horse, as you can see, is in no danger of being touched or even in fact approached at this point anyway. He says as somebody walks over and tries to touch the horse. I think actually there'll be more than likely regulars, people that have been here before, that are not going to notice or notice but choose to ignore. Look, see that again, Trooper just told her again, look, this lady's also telling her behind the white line.
Videoing that?
Lovely. In fact, this is probably one of the best spots to film from if no one's in front. If for example, she stepped over into the box, I wonder if the trooper would... he'd need to shout pretty loudly for her to hear him giving instructions to stand clear of the box. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen if people taking pictures like this girl go back a little bit too far, one or two steps too far into the box. Gosh, how fortunate are we that the sun came out, people? It was so overcast, wasn't it, when we got here? And now we've got this. Even the horse is like, God, it's too hot, get me out of here. I only agreed to this because I thought it would be cold this morning. 1 second. It's only a matter of time until somebody, probably an important looking fellow, this chap, walks into the box. You know it is. Oh, that's it guys, yeah, don't worry about the camera. They're really paying attention to that that box. Look. Oh, good lord. What a brilliant thing to see though. I'm actually overjoyed, you can probably hear from the tone of my voice. I think they might have solved it. I don't want to sort of, be constantly negative about this. I was negative about the sign. I stand by that comment because I do think they should have had a new sign that incorporates the pictogram and a better pictogram. But maybe that's something that's still in progress. Other than that, I find no fault here. I mean, the boxes are looking absolutely tip-top. They really are. And I'm guessing there's a sort of almost a renewed sense of pride for the troopers now knowing that they effectively, and I mean this in all seriousness. Oh, look, hold on. Look, see? Okay, so people walking through the box. As I said, I don't expect people just passing casually to get told off entering the box. Even guys like this guy who's bouncing up and down as he's jogging. It's like jumping, jogging. Very curious, in fact, like super curious. Yeah, because people are going to walk out with buggies, pushchairs, strollers, prams, etc. through the box. Oh wait, hold on a second. It's that Spanish tour guide. This bee, I don't know what is going on, guys, but I've got a bee constantly right next to me. If I get stung and scream, then I accept my apologies in advance. Okay, let's get way back. See if the tour guide is aware of the new rules. For the moment, it's reasonably quiet along the pavement, so I'm happy with standing back. Oh, they're in the box. Trooper told them. Behind the line. So get off the behind the line is the new get off the reins. Look at this. Oh, 1 foot. What do we think? Does that count as in the box? Oh, he moved it. Behind the line. No more get off the reins. I don't think we're ever going to see somebody grab the reins again, folks. I honestly don't. I'll genuinely be surprised if we see anybody grabbing the reins again, ever. Surprised and delighted, to be honest. So let's see. Uh-oh. There's a good chance, actually, looking at some of the happy faces here, that we might possibly be able to get a picture of the box with no one in it. Oh. Notice the troopers looking. All these Spanish-speaking tourists. Also, if people walk across the box in front of the horse, for example, changing sides to get a picture, I wonder if they're going to get shouted at for doing that. There's so many variables we're going to find the answer to in the coming days, folks. I'm super happy that it's a Blues and Royals weekend, to be honest with you. Like, overjoyed, to be fair. Also, what are troopers going to do about kids that walk in the box and try and touch the horse? They're going to scream at kids? It's very complicated, guys, isn't it, this stuff? And the moment I said it, the three ladies just walked across the box. Trooper didn't say anything, and again, as I said, even the trooper with the loudest voice would need to scream pretty damn loud to people walking in this part of the box, close to where I'm standing. I'm probably 4 feet away from where the box starts. In other words, the box starts roughly 4 feet from the bollards. Okay, let's move a little bit, guys. Sorry, excuse me. Because the gatesman's coming back. and there's a massive number of people blocking his way, including a lady dealing with her makeup pads, which is obviously far more important than the duties of the King's Guard. Oh, there we go. Fantastic, love it. Oh, 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 he's scared the life out of the kid. Dad's fault, not the guard's fault, folks. Father was in the wrong spot, he wasn't paying attention. Oh, she's very upset. Never mind. It happens. You saw that, the father panicked, didn't know which way to go, and stressed the kid massively, who's now having a massive meltdown. Oops. Absolutely loving how on this the troopers are. It's just not like Kingsguard heaven, folks, in the sense that people that are being disrespectful, that are being rude, that are not obeying the rules, are suffering the consequences. Yeah, it's unfortunate if it's a kid, but it's the parents' responsibility. We've had this many times, going back to literally the first week I was ever filming, when the Blues and Royals, very famous Blues and Royals video of the kid that screamed when the trooper stomped his foot loudly. And it's funny because I know that trooper very well, and he was the one that said to me, we never like to scream or make anything that, you know, make any gestures that might upset a kid, but at the end of the day the rules are the rules. Okay, what's going on over here? We've got beautiful light, folks. Beautiful light in the archway. Look at this. We've got that magnificent semicircle of sun behind the chitsman. Love it. Fantastic. Wow. Getting a bit of deja vu. It kind of feels like the early days when filming began here, because everybody knew then that the soldiers would shout at people who were in their way, or if they grabbed the reins, or if they took the you-know-what. It's not fun to see or hear so much shouting. However, it is, for me personally anyway, fun to see the fact that the tourists are, without even noticing it, subconsciously paying attention to the lines. What I mean by that, well, they're not actually looking at the ground and thinking, oh, there's a line, I'm not going to stand over it. They're watching the behaviour of others and then following. You know, it's that classic situation we saw before. One touches the reins, multiples do. We've seen it dozens of times last year. Oh, quickly she lost a smile after getting the picture. Just watching how closely people are getting to the edge of the box. I've got no idea at all what sort of response people will get at this end from this trooper. However, someone else has been here filming at this end without moving, so that's a good thing. There'll be plenty of footage of what happens, if anything happens at this end. So I just wanted to give you all a look, folks, and we'll get a quick bit of footage of the horse, just so you know which horse it is. A second, here we are. Anybody wants to pop the name in the comments, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay, so the dad's coming back again. Let's hope this time he doesn't get it wrong. I get shouted at again by the boxman. I say again by the boxman, I get shouted at again, but this time by the boxman instead of the gatesman. Oh, at least she settled down a little bit, bless her. I think they're actually from the US. So I'm really sorry to all of you viewers watching in the US. Very sorry that. I'm laughing because I'm not sorry. Oh, good lord. Excuse me, guys. You know what I'm trying to say here. It's very unfortunate that that guy got in the way. Guys, you're from the US?
Yes.
You're here on an historic day. This is the first day in history that they reopen with these white lines, the box in front of the horse.
Really?
First time ever in more than 250 years. Because too many tourists were getting too close, touching the horse, grabbing the reins and stuff. So they changed the rules.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
What do you think about it? I mean,
I think
did you
that's
even
a great
notice it?
idea.
Did you notice it though? Be honest.
I mean, honestly, a horse is still a horse, regardless of what it wants to do. I mean, all us people just doing our own people things. But
Massively. But when you first arrived, when you saw the horse and stuff, did you even notice there was a box on the ground? So I mentioned it.
yes.
Ah, brilliant.
Yes, I did.
Okay, this is good to hear.
Like, no, hey, safety lines. Lines are there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
It's
Which
like
state are you from?
Oh, we're from Chicago.
From Chicago, yeah. First time seeing this.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Kind of cool. It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Kind of unusual.
Yes, it is. We were here for Changing the Guard the other day, and we only saw part of it and saw most of it. And the horse may just want to see. The guard may not get you, but the horse may.
Yes, that's part of I think why they changed the rules. Some of the horses were very, very nippy. A few tourists got pushed on the floor. It just didn't look good. The optics were not good. You know, even though it's their own fault for getting too close, it just doesn't look good if a lady's getting pushed over by a horse, does it? To be fair.
Playing a horse for being a horse?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're from here.
Yeah, I live very close to here actually. I film here quite often, so I mean, for you to be here on the day when this happened, quite fortunate. To be honest. Nobody even knew this was happening today, so
Hell, that's interesting.
yeah,
I'm surprised.
very much so.
It's a very interesting town. It's like we did the bus tour, saw many parts of it. There's a lot of folks here.
It's a bit. If you think this is busy, if you were here 3 months ago, this is about 1/5 of what was here. It was crazy busy this summer.
I've been to LA, New York. I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's busy as a city,
Yeah.
but honestly, it's the layout of the town that's really surprising. The transit system.
Pretty easy here, isn't it? Clean. Give it that. It's clean.
Complicated.
Yeah, it's
I will say that. It's like, honestly, I mean, look, you go to New York. It's kind of almost the same type of layout, really complicated. Chicago's very straightforward.
Yeah.
When you're in Chicago, it's a transportation city. So I look at the parts of transportation, like street, signage, directions for things. And I'm like, oh, this city is what, 2,000 years old?
You think they could have done a better job?
Yeah, they just sort of grew. I mean, some cities that their layouts are designed.
Yeah.
DC basically is a circle. You know, Chicago's a grid.
I was thinking Chicago's like Glasgow, a grid system, isn't it?
So Glasgow's like that?
Yeah.
Very grid oriented because you want to be able to go, cross sections, your intersections, everything's nicely labeled. So I noticed that things are labeled differently. And, I will never drive in the city. I'm not. I don't get that yet. Yeah,
It's not a pleasurable city to drive in.
Oh no, I mean,
I've been told that many
neither
times.
Is New York. Neither is New York. So
What's been for you though? What's been the highlight? What's been the best thing you've seen since you've been here?
let's say I'm waiting for the British Museum. I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
Okay.
But next moving to Greenwich and the Royal Observatory. So GMT. Woo-woo.
I mean, you got the weather. An hour ago it was murky. Now it's like ideal, isn't it, to be wandering around?
Cool. I like snow. And it's like, I know. Yeah, it's going to be hotter here thanks to global warming.
Yeah, that's for
It's going to
sure.
be a lot harder than it should be.
You see Big Ben yet and the House of Parliament?
Yes.
Yeah.
But no tour. I don't know if there is a tour, but
To be honest, between you and I, it's not really worth it. Best way to see this city, certainly the central area, the Royal District, is just wander around on foot.
we did do a lot of
Yeah,
that.
I would do that, 100%.
We kind of did our thing in Piccadilly Circus and went, oh, okay. Actually, we were here for our 30th wedding anniversary. We've been married for 30 years. It's my wife.
Ah, congratulations, guys! 30 years. Wow. I would have said you look old enough, boss, to be married to a man for 30 years.
Our kids are in their late 20s.
Oh, damn! Wow.
So and my son is even married himself. So, I just wanted to come. And I thought 30-year anniversary, this would be great.
It's appropriate. No better city to celebrate it in. I don't mean to be disparaging to the US, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
London's a great city. Come on, it's a global city.
It is a global city. I think it's like slightly. it's a global city. I mean, New York has a similar feel. If you've ever been to New York, it's like everybody feels like they're from somewhere else.
Yeah.
But not many cities are like that in the States. I would say the closest other city that would feel like everybody's from somewhere else, Vegas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Everybody.
Yeah, lot of tourists, not just US but international.
Oh yeah, everybody from Vegas is somewhere else. And as soon as you run into them, have a conversation, you know they're very few from Vegas people.
Everyone's taking that risk for a whole new life. I get it.
Oh yeah. All right, well,
Pleasure, Chief. Take it easy, yeah. Thank you. Well, lovely guy there and his wife celebrating their 30th anniversary, wedding anniversary. Honestly, guys, he looked like he was about 35. Remarkably good-looking young gent and his lovely wife from Chicago. We kind of got it, but not super clear. This trooper at this end shouted exceptionally loudly a few moments ago. Not as loud as that sneeze. Sorry, go ahead. Thank you. Somebody that had transgressed, and you might have noticed immediately, I hope you saw that in the background, that the moment that happened, the police came out. So if the MOD are kind of going to come out and speak to anybody who gets in trouble or gets shouted at, that's a huge plus. So first day back, both of these troopers are doing an absolutely outstanding job of enforcement. I mean, truly outstanding job. I might, in fact, if I'm lucky, better get a picture from this spot. I might well go for a part 2, guys, today, simply because this is an historic day, whichever way you look at it. I'm not being overly dramatic, it truly is. Any of you that have watched this kind of content for a while know this is a rare moment. Yeah, I think a part 2 is warranted. It probably won't be as long as part 1, but hey. Oh, I've just spotted, actually, 1 second, folks. Sorry. A bunch of complete... They'll probably stop now though. Hold on. Yeah, the police are in here already speaking to somebody. I don't know if she's with the group. This group, they're making all stupid gang signs and stuff. They're leaving now, look. Yeah, I didn't want to run over so quickly because there were so many people taking pictures. It wasn't really fair to run in front of everybody's pictures. In some respects, it might actually be a good thing because overall, posing with a cup. Kingsguards Cup. I didn't even hear which country they're from. I think it seems to be they're Germans, but notice police are kind of following them out. Look, like subtly ushering them out. Get out of here. They weren't sort of overtly disrespectful, but they were making stupid signs and stuff. But my God, what the hell is going on? Why are there so many tourists in London, folks? Were we not thinking that tourist season had probably finished? I.e. last month. I've also noticed, and I'll focus on that a little bit more in part 2, glorious reflections today in the sunshine. Absolutely superb reflections. Look at this. Look at that, guys, the silhouette of the building in the water on the ground. Fantastic. Let me see if I can spot the turret suite at Raffles, sorry. There it is. Actually, there it is. Look at that. That is going to be a closing shot, guys, for part 1. I will be back with a part 2. No idea how long it will be, but a part 2 of sorts. I'm just going to try and get a snap of that glorious reflection of the turret suite. Fantastic, eh? How's about that? The aesthetics of this place when it's a little bit wet, with water lying on the ground, it's perfect. So that's our closing shot, folks. I hope you enjoyed this reopening of Horse Guards on what's been a pretty historic occasion. Back soon. Bye for now, guys.